You remember, do not become vanilla. Do not what works for others. Just don't care about that. Hello sprinters, today we talk hiring copy. So when you are going to reach out to people and say, hey, we are hiring, what are you going to write? I want to show you 5 examples and a couple screenshots of just different styles of copy so that you can just be inspired. Don't use them, really write your own, because you remember, do not become vanilla. Do not what works for others. Just don't care about that. In this case, this is your marketing and this is your hiring copy. So it should really be your language, your colors, your style, your flavor, your emotion. The main emotion you want to convey. This is really how does it feel to work with them. That's why I will show you just some examples, and I really want you just to get started, and after watching this video or even in between, just stop it and write down your first hiring copy because it's just about getting started. This is an example of an older one from March 2019 when we said, hey, we are hiring a marketing ninja. What you get, what you bring, and how you apply. That was very simple. It went on Facebook, and it was enough to bring in great people and also to hire world-class people. It's very simple, what you get, what you bring, and how to apply. And if you see the content, it's very specific content, it's very strategy sprints, and it's even quite polarizing, because we wanted to be exactly what we are. Then you will find the second example, project managers. Your dream is da da da. Then you will find, again, a visual way how we did it, where we also put in who we are and what we believe in. Then you will see an example of a sales rock star, which we found quite well done. You will see an example from something more personal. I want to hire you, which is also an interesting example of how you can write. Example number 4, to all candidates, wow. And in this one, there is really a very specific, detailed list of skills. Example 5, who's the smartest person you know? Let them apply for our job. And here we also tried to be very specific about what you can expect when working with us and what you're applying for. So these are just 5 examples, and they are so simple, as you see, because I want to encourage you just to start. And the most important thing will just talking directly to the people, be very honest about the expectations, and also be very clear what is important to you. For example, for us, it's important that we are a remote team, so you can work from anywhere, anytime. That's what we say at the beginning. Then it's important to tell them what they're going to learn and what the context is, and also who they serve. So then we say that they are going to work with entrepreneurs on saving their time and growing their business, because that's basically what they need to be passionate about if they want to work with us, because that's what we do. So 5 examples just to get your imagination started, and now take 15 minutes, start writing your own, and you can make it visual later. Just start very simple on a piece of paper or a Google Doc, and just start writing your hiring copy. tag your sprint coach, get feedback, improve it every week, and keep rolling, everybody.
You want to make your sales more repeatable and reliable? Do you want to have less volatility and more growth in your revenue per month? At Strategy Sprints, we do only one thing: strategy in sprints. Strategy means having more revenue through a better offer. In sprints means having more energy in your team every week. Check out if your ROI is as high as it is for most service-based and online businesses and startups we work with, which is over 100%. You can see it in just 15 minutes by going to strategysprints.com/sales and completing our online exercise to know what your ROI would be with our accelerator program. We are ready to sprint. Are you?
Hello sprinters! Still talking hiring, this time the application emails. I told you a couple of times that email templates can save a lot of time, so I recommend you to do it. We use canned responses for Gmail, which is great, but whatever you use, save the emails as template so that first you have the work only once of thinking about it and then it's automated. Second, you can delegate it to other people and systemize, which is a great lever. And now I'm going to just share with you some application emails that we started just to show you how simple it is and to encourage you to start your application emails right now. After this, take 15 minutes and write your application emails draft 1. So the first thing is they send us an application email which says, hey, I saw that you are hiring for this sales role, I want to apply for it. And this is the first email that goes out, hey, we received your application, and this is what happens next, basically. Then, and it's all automated. Then 3 hours later, we say, okay, next step is, I want you to do something. Now, let's see your work-related strengths. I like very much to use this lab profile, which is not a personality index, because I don't find it appropriate to test personality in the business context. I want to test patterns per context. I could tell you a lot about that, but let's say very short. Personality is something that is always the same regarding of context, and it's absolutely useless for business. Patterns of behavior and language, which we use, or the callback test, which is also a behavioral test, which is wonderful. It just costs $5 to do it. That's why we don't do it here. We do it internally. But behavioral, context-specific analysis, that's what you need in the business context, because the personality doesn't say very much. It's just a very rough a judgment that it's really not helpful, because everybody of us is different in every context. Like if you are a mother, you have a very different pattern with your children in the morning than later at lunch when you are in the office, and you have a very different context, so you will have very different behaviors depending on your role. That's why context is key. So a helpful personality test would take care of the context, and that's exactly what personality tests does omit. That's why personality test doesn't give you valuable information, so don't do it. You will find out much more with this lab profile or with the callback test, but the callback test costs $50 and this is free. That's why we use this one, and we like it. We really like it. There is also a book by this author here that I can really recommend. It's a wonderful book. It's called Words That Change Minds, and it's a very good book on the lab profile. Now, you will take just 5 minutes, and the first questions that she asked you is, well, the second question will be the context, and you will put in the context of exactly these things. So for example, you're hiring for sales, then the context will be a sales context. That's why you will learn a lot about work-related strengths. That's why in round 2 we ask for work-related strengths, and then there is the next scheduling, and then we say the next steps, and then there is a confirmation. Congratulations to responding, and this is what will happen next. You see, it's very simple first 3 emails that are always the same. That's why we have them saved as templates, and you can create now, take 15 minutes and just make the draft of the first 3 emails that you're going to send. Think about what do you want to know. So we want to know work-related strengths in that specific context. What is it that you want to know before you hire somebody? And put it in written. Then save these emails as templates, test them, and improve them week by week. If you have any questions, tag your sprint coach, and keep rolling. Bye-bye.
We all know that working in sprints is better, but how do we know what we should work on? You're in luck because we have a 15-minute exercise that will give you complete clarity on where to take your project next. Go to strategysprints.com/sales to complete our short exercise and meet one-on-one with an expert sprint coach to identify your #1 bottleneck. Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed that episode of the Strategy Show. Make sure to like this video below and subscribe so that you can stay up to date with every episode of the Strategy Show. Get daily CEO tips from CEOs for CEOs.